Hi, thanks for being in a new video. Remember what I said during the Galaxy Unpacked? So if you buy these Galaxy Buds 3 Pro in the future and they feel uncomfortable, you might be an alien. Looks like I'm an alien. Gotta get started. Samsung just recently launched the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, and I think they're getting a lot of buzz because it's been the product that's had the biggest redesign. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 is very similar, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is very similar, the Galaxy Watch 7 is very similar, the Watch Ultra possibly has a little bit more new features, but definitely the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro have been the ones that have completely changed in design. The case is different, they even changed some internal components. So if you currently own the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, you're probably wondering if it's worth the change. Let me try to answer that question because I am also a regular user of the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. I'm very used to them. I like them a lot. They really are earbuds that I use on a daily basis. So lately I've been testing the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro precisely to be able to give you my opinion on whether or not it's worth switching. But let's start with the price because obviously the new generation costs 3,999 pesos. It is already available in pre-sale. I leave you the link in the description in case you want to go buy it. And in this case, the last version is no longer in the official Samsung store, but you can still find it on Amazon at a price of about 2,000 Mexican pesos. Obviously, this can vary a lot because it is no longer a stock directly managed by Samsung. But if we were based solely on price, definitely that the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro would be an excellent choice. But let's talk now a little bit about the design because there is definitely a complete change here as well. Samsung kept this same case design for many generations, which surely also allowed you to purchase some case or case, and that means that you are no longer going to be able to reuse it in the new generation, which now bets on a design with a case very similar to the format we see in Apple's AirPods, but with a transparency on the top. Now we will have to see how this transparent part behaves over time, because generally transparent plastics tend to get a little yellower over time or scratch easily. At the moment my case is still holding up very well, but it's been a few days really after its release, so with the passage of time we will know if these headphones age well or not. The truth of the matter is that the plastic used in this new generation gives a bit of a simpler feel. It is a glossy plastic, as this reflective plastic is often called, like the one used for example on the Galaxy S3 or the Galaxy S3 Mini. I believe they remind me an awful lot of that, which is virtually the same as they look on Apple's AirPods, which don't give such a premium feel. In that sense, the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro honestly give me a more advanced feel. They have a very nice matte plastic. Likewise, the inside on the earbuds is going to be matte versus a glossy finish of the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. So honestly, in design, I also like the last generation better. And obviously the most important change will be the format of the headset, because Samsung stayed for a long time in this format, which in fact became popular because of the name Buds. Usually when a headset carries the name Buds, you know it doesn't have a tube. And when they carry the name Buds, it's because they have this tube. That's not a set standard, it was just something that came about as the market progressed. So it's a little weird that they're still called Buds when they don't have this same format anymore. But regardless of the name, I've been testing them, and normally when I use headphones, there is no need to change the ear cushion. They always come with the medium ear tip and usually fit me very well every time. Maybe some hearing aids better than others, but in general, I have never had hearing aids that are constantly falling out. Until today, because the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro have managed to be those earbuds that are constantly falling out of my ears. It can be when I'm walking and even more noticeable if I'm eating with the earbuds in. Normally when I'm traveling and eating alone somewhere, I'm listening to music or watching a video while I'm eating. And the same movement that generates your mouth when eating can generate that these hearing aids come out very easily. Now you're probably saying, well, that happens with all hearing aids. No, with the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro this never happened to me. And I have used them on many trips and I never really had that detail that was coming out all the time. Maybe it loosens up a little bit and from time to time you have to readjust it. But it doesn't compare one bit to the amount of times I have to keep readjusting the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro because they were falling out. So I've had to switch to the small size pad, and with that change I had a much better fit. They're not falling off so constantly anymore. but that means that if you usually always had to switch to the small pad, now I don't know if you need an XS pad or something like that, so I think you would have to try them on before you know how comfortable you might get. But it's very difficult to try on hearing aids that you haven't bought for hygiene reasons. Anyway, I find the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro to be much more comfortable. But there is one design element that is in favor of the new generation, simply as an aesthetic feature, because it has a feature called blade light, which as you know is a white light that lights up. What for? Just to decorate and to attract attention. At night it's obviously going to look much more attractive and it's going to look good. Honestly, it's an element that does look different than other headsets. But it's obviously going to consume more battery. So if you want to prioritize the battery, you will always have it turned off. Plus, the process of turning this light on can be quite weird. I think this is going to be updated in the future. Because currently through the app, you can't turn on the light. To turn on the light, you have to remove the hearing aids and then pinch and hold on the tube on both hearing aids at the same time for a few seconds to finally turn it on. And while you're trying to do this, it's highly likely that the headphones will end up slipping out of your fingers and fall out, because yes, hearing aids are pretty slippery, and believe me, it's not that I want to be constantly complaining. I use Samsung products. Like I told you, the Galaxy Buds Pro are my go-to headphones, and I've had an excellent experience with them. But with this new generation, even just taking them out and putting them away is much more time consuming than what we saw with the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, because the tube is not completely round but has very straight triangular-like lines. So if you're trying to stow it in a shape, there are times where you have to turn it a little bit more to get it to fit right. And again, while you're trying to do this, it's highly likely that an earbud will end up falling out. So definitely these headphones leave me with a very strange feeling. Because I had a good expectation of this change. I don't like to be that kind of person that when not much changes, they say, "Oof, more of the same," they always present the same thing. And when there is finally a major change, they complain about everything. But there are really several things that could be improved. However, let me tell you about something very cool that these hearing aids incorporated, and that is the relink button. It's something that I personally have been asking for many generations, because with the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, you had to open the case and hold down on the earbuds to enable this relink mode. It was a much more difficult process that has now been made easier with this physical button. That is a very big plus. In addition, now they also add a higher level of resistance, having IP57. Before it was IPX7. That is, the water resistance level remains the same. And consider that in no case the case is water resistant. That is, only the headphones are going to survive if they happen to fall into the water. I think it would have been an important evolution for them to make the case water resistant. Although for that I think they would have to remove the charging pins, going for wireless charging from the case to the earbuds. Which I think will happen at some point, but not yet. In weight there are minimal differences. The Galaxy Buds 2 Pro are a bit heavier in the earbuds and lighter in the case, so it more or less makes up for it. Although again, because of the compact form factor of the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro case, I would prefer them. As for the controls, obviously we've seen changes as well, since in the last generation we only had one touch surface. So, in some ways it would seem that with the new earbuds we gained a lot more possibilities, but at least for me it has been quite uncomfortable, because I'm telling you that I have to keep adjusting my headphones all the time. And that causes me to be touching and pinching the hearing aid that I don't want to do. So it ends up being a bit annoying experience. Besides, Samsung had solved the issue of controlling the volume of the headphones quite well, giving you a few taps on the ear. The truth is that it was a very advanced implementation, so perfectly with the last generation you can also put play, pause, go to the next one, go to the previous one, control the noise, activate voice commands and control the volume, which are the same controls that we have here in terms of the number, but here it completely changes the interaction. Now having to do pinch and scroll for volume, it's fine implementation, but I find the headset a little bit slippery. And that makes me personally more comfortable using the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro again. Also, I personally like controlling my music from the watch better, especially with the rotating bezel, which by the way they didn't put on the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Samsung, why do you do that? Well, for me it's very easy to just turn the ring and turn the volume up, or turn it to turn it down and fast forward the song, turn it back, whatever. I prefer to control everything from the watch. But if you want to use the headphones, you have the same capabilities between the two. Now, as for the audio quality, yes, I must say that there is a leap in this new generation. Remember that it now integrates 2 amplifiers plus 2 drivers. In the last generation, there were only 2 drivers, but with the same amplifier. The difference is not abysmal because last generation already supported 24-bit audio with 96 kHz. This is the same quality supported by the new headphones, so in resolution they are very similar. But you do get to distinguish a little more clarity in the audio due to this dual amplifier. However, you should know perfectly well that if you want to enjoy maximum audio resolution on both devices, you need to have a recent high-end Galaxy. Otherwise, you're not going to take advantage of the full capabilities of the headphones. In both cases, we also see 360 audio. So, in audio quality, I insist that they are very similar. Both have very good noise cancellation, but the new generation has a feature called adaptive noise cancellation, which from my point of view, again, needs to be improved. Because honestly, it seems pretty useless to me. In my case, I put on the headphones when I went, for example, to a store to buy various things. And usually when you hear so many people talking at the same time, what you want is to cancel that noise. But actually, these headphones keep the noise of people talking with this mode. Something I found very strange. Supposedly, they are able to detect a siren when it comes approaching to disable your noise cancellation. But I insist that for some strange reason, with adaptive noise cancellation, I pretty much always had ambient sound enabled. So I always heard the whole street and people moving. So I preferred to turn the noise cancellation on manually and leave it there. The cancellation works well, but the adaptive cancellation honestly didn't work for me, although that could be polished with software updates. And as for the battery, something very curious happens, because last generation supported 8 hours with the cancellation disabled, and the new generation supports 7.5 hours according to official figures, so they have less battery life without the cancellation. But if you use the cancellation, actually things are reversed, because last generation had 5 hours of battery life. But now, I guess by incorporating some more power-efficient chip, they are able to achieve 6.5 hours or so. So there is definitely an evolution in the battery aspect. However, in my case, I've never run out of battery with the Galaxy Buds2 Pro when I really need them. And another feature that has been heavily advertised in this new generation is Galaxy AI with the translator. But here's something very important for you to know. For starters, the last generation is also capable of doing this. But if you want to have the option to hear in your own language something that other people are saying, you are required to have a recent high-end Galaxy device that has the interpreter app. If you don't have such a device, the hearing aids are not capable of translating independently. In fact, on its page, Samsung notes that it is specifically available on the Galaxy S24 series, Galaxy S25, Galaxy Z Fold 5, Galaxy Z Flip 5, Galaxy S23 FE, Galaxy S22, Galaxy Z Fold 4, and Galaxy Z Flip 4. So this feature is not going to be available to all users, and this loses a bit of the appeal it could become. Finally, the new generation has Bluetooth 5.4, whereas the last generation had Bluetooth 5.3. So it's going to have a little bit more stability, possibly a little bit more range, but really the difference in practical life is not going to be noticeable. In short, if you have the Galaxy Buds2 Pro, I'd say there's no need to change them. If you are interested in trying the new generation and have the possibility to buy them, obviously do so and leave us your opinion in the comments. For now, that has been all for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know you can let us know. And see you next time.